I once knew a brother, his real name was William. His primary concern was making a million, being the illest hustler that the world had ever seen. He used to fuck movie stars and sniff coke in his dreams. A corrupted young mind at the age of 13. Brother never had a father and his mom was a fiend. She put the pipe down for every year she was sober. Her son's heart simultaneously grew colder. He started banging out, selling bags in the projects, checking young chicks, looking for hit and run prospects. He was fascinated by material objects, but understood money never bought respect. He built a reputation cause he could hustle and steal, but got locked once again, didn't hesitate to squeal. So criminals he chilled with didn't think he was real. You see, me and brothers like this have never been equal. I don't project my insecurities onto other people. He fiended like for props, like addicts and pipes and needles. So he felt he had to prove to everybody he was evil. A feeble-minded young man with infinite potential, a product of a ghetto-bred capitalistic mental. Coincidentally dropped out of school to sell weed, dancing with the devil, smoked until his eyes would bleed. But he was sick of selling trees, gave in to his greed. Everyone trying to be trite but never face the consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask any brother if he had life, if he had another chance. But then again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance. Dance forever with the devil on a cold cell block. But that's what happens when you rape, murder, and sell rock. Devils used to be gods, angels that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. Everyone trying to be trite and never face the consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask any brother doing life if he had another chance. But then again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance. Dance forever with the devil on a cold cell block. But that's what happens when you rape, murder, and sell rock. Devils used to be gods, angels that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. So Billy started robbing brothers, anything he could do to get the respect back in the eyes of his crew. Started fights over little shit up in the block. Stepped up to selling mothers and brothers the crack rock. Working overtime, making money for the crack spot. Hit the jackpot, wanted to move up to cocaine. Fulfilling the Scarface fantasy stuck in his brain. Tired of the block brothers treating him the same. He wanted to be a major like a cutthroats and the thugs. But when he tried to step to him, brothers showed him no love. They told him any motherfucking coward can sell drugs. Any bitch brother with a gun can bust slugs. Any brother with a red shirt can front like a blood. Even Puffy smoked a motherfucker up in the club. But only a real thug can stab someone till they die, standing in front of them and staring them straight into the eyes. Barely realized these men were well guarded. They wanted to test him before they got business started. Suggested raping bitch to prove that he was cold-hearted. So now he had a choice to go back to his life or making money with made men up in the sight. His dreams about cars and ice made him agree. A hardcore brother's all he ever wanted to be. So he met them Friday night at 2:45. Everyone tried to be trite but never faces consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask any brother if life he had another chance. But then again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance. Dance forever with the devil on a cold cell block. But that's what happens when you rape, murder, and sell rock. Devils used to be gods, angels that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. They drove around the project slow while it was raining, smoking blunts, drinking and joking for entertainment until they saw a woman on the streets walking alone. 3 a.m, coming back from work on the way home. So they quietly got out of the car and followed her. Walking through the projects and darkness swallowed her. They wrapped her shirt around her head and knocked her onto the floor. This is it, kid. This is your chance to be raw. So Billy yoked her up and grabbed the chick by the hair and dragged her into a lobby that had nobody there. She struggled hard, but they forced her to go up the stairs. They got to the roof and held her down on the ground, screaming, "Shut the fuck up and stop moving around." The shirt covered her face and she screamed and clawed. So Billy stomped on the bitch until he had broken her jaw. The dirty bastards knew exactly what they were doing. They kicked her till they cracked her ribs and she stopped moving. Blood leaking through the cloth, she cried silently, and they all proceeded to rape her violently. Billy was made to go first, but each of them took a turn, ripping her up and choking her till her throat burned. A broken jaw mumbled for God, but they weren't concerned. When they were done with her, she was lying bloody, broken and bruised. One of them brothers pulled out a brand new 22. They told him that she was a witness to what she'd gone through, and if he had killed her, he was guaranteed a spot in the crew. He thought about it for a minute, she was practically dead, so he leaned over and put the gun right to her head. I've fallen and I can't turn back. I've fallen and I can't turn back. Right before he pulled the trigger and ended her life, he thought about the cocaine and the platinum and ice. And he felt strong standing next to his new brothers, cocked the gag to her head and pulled back the shirt cover. But when he saw, it made him start to cringe and stutter, for he was standing in the eyes of his own mother. She looked at him and cried because he had forsaken her. She cried more painfully than when they were raping her. His whole world stopped. He couldn't even contemplate. His corruption had successfully changed his fate. And he remembered how his mom used to come home late, working hard for nothing, because now what was it worth? He turned away from the woman that had once given him birth and crying out to the sky because he was lonely and scared. But only the devil responded because God wasn't there. And right then he knew that he was empty and cold. So he jumped off the roof and he died with no soul. They say death takes you to a better place, but I doubt it. After that they killed his mother and we never spoke about it. And listen, because the story that I'm telling you is true. Because I was there with Billy Jacobs and I raped his mom too. And now the devil follows me everywhere that I go. In fact, I'm sure he's standing among one of you at my shows and every street cipher listening to Little Thug's flow. He could be standing right next to you, you wouldn't even know. The devil grows inside the hearts of the selfish and wicked. White, brown, yellow, and black colors not restricted. You have a self-destructive destiny, then you're inflicted. And you'll be one of God's children that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. So when the devil wants to dance with you, you better say never. Because a dance with the devil might last you forever. In the melting pot. So when the devil wants to dance with you, you better say never, because a dance with the devil might last you forever.